What is up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Today is the seventh day in our district writing assessment. And what we are going to be doing today is checkpoint number 3. Can't believe we're already here, checkpoint 3. So for checkpoint 3, you guys are going to be outlining some more paragraphs. You need to have 3 total paragraphs, 3 altogether, done by the end of the day today. That's the checkpoint. 3 total paragraphs by the end of the day today. Okay. So, and really, guys, this is about, we're about to the halfway point. So you need to make sure that you're keeping up with these checkpoints, because if you are not, then you guys are going to have to start coming after school with me starting tomorrow. Okay. So how do you avoid doing that? Number 1, keep up with your work. Number 2, make sure that you go in and you mark your checkpoints as done. All right, so what you'll need to do is you'll need to go into Google Classroom, find checkpoint 3 in your week 13 work, and then you will mark it done. That way I know that you've done it and you don't have to stay after school with me. Okay, so please make sure that you do that. I'm going to do a quick review here about how we outline body paragraphs. So if you want that extra help, it would be good for you. If you feel like, nah, I got it, that's cool, you can get off this video. Please just make sure that you mark your checkpoint 3 is finished when you get done outlining your 3rd paragraph. So let's talk body paragraphs here. So this is your outline, right? This is my bare bones one here, but I filled out an example for body paragraphs for you guys. Body paragraphs in an essay, let's talk about what those are, okay? The body paragraph, what it does is it explains and proves what your argument is in your paper. So you wrote your thesis statement, which had your claim, which was that blank is the world's biggest problem, right? Whatever your answer is. And then your 3 different reasons why it is. So for example, I would say COVID's the world's biggest problem because it kills people, it closes schools, and it hurts businesses. That's what I'm going to be talking about in my paper. My thesis statement pretty much guarantees that. And then the job of the body paragraph is to kind of follow through. So it focuses on that argument that you've made in the beginning, right? That COVID is the world's biggest problem, or hunger or racial injustice or whatever it is you've said. And then what you do is you provide evidence and explain. So if right now you're thinking, that kind of sounds like a race paragraph to me, you would be right, friend, because body paragraphs are basically set up the exact same way as race paragraphs. Okay, so if you guys will notice here, under each different part of the paragraph, I've put RA, C, and E. That's because, like, the topic sentence, for example, is very similar to like how you restate an answer. Okay, so a topic sentence in a body paragraph is going to determine the focus of the body paragraph. So it's like a mini thesis statement, kind of. It's saying, like, this is what I'm going to talk about in this paragraph. The thesis statement says, this is what I'm going to talk about in this paper. The topic sentence says, this is what I'm going to talk about in this paragraph, right? So each paragraph is going to have its own reason why your problem is the world's biggest problem, right? It's going to have its own reasoning that goes to support the overall claim. That's the purpose of your body paragraphs, and your topic sentences are going to tell us which reason it is we're talking about. So going back to my COVID example, I said in my thesis statement, COVID is the world's biggest problem because it's killing people, closing schools, and hurting businesses. Well, maybe in my second body paragraph, then what I'm talking about is how, COVID is the world's biggest problem because it's closing schools. And just the fact that it's closing schools will be my focus for that paragraph. So that's my topic sentence. COVID is the world's biggest problem because it's closing schools. Boom. Okay, so that would be like an example of a topic sentence. All right, so let's come in here. Here we go. And this is the first one's kind of filled out, or started to get filled out for you guys. So the first reason this is the world's biggest problem is because it has closed schools down, right? That's exactly like the restate and answer, okay? The question for this would be, what is the world's biggest problem and why? The world's biggest problem is COVID because it's closed down schools. And then here in C, I've cited evidence. Same thing as a race paragraph, same exact thing. In fact, you guys have sentence starters for your citations in your journals, where we copied and pasted those notes, okay? So evidence is the same thing as when you do it in a race paragraph. You're going to cite evidence that supports your answers. Now there's also some sentence starters here in this slideshow. All you need to do is click on this link here, okay? So I've said something like, according to PBS NewsHour. Please make sure that you mention who said your quote or where you got your quote from. So you could say like, according to PBS NewsHour, or you could say something like, according to the article, the COVID-19 recession is the most unequal in modern U.S. history. Okay, so just make sure you do that, and then remember that quotes need to be word for word and have quotation marks around them. The last bit is the explanation, and this, you're going to do it literally exactly like a race paragraph. You're going to have your first sentence here that explains what it is your quote is saying. Okay, explain that. Don't leave that up to your reader to decide, oh, maybe this is what this quote means. No, tell them what you think it means, because you're trying to get them to agree with you, right? And then your last sentence is just connecting it all back together. All right. So what I mean by that is that this quote, you have to explain how the evidence you provided actually does support your answer and the overall argument of the whole paper, right? Which is that your problem is the biggest problem in the world. You have to just explain how your evidence has supported that, okay? So this is my example of a body paragraph right here. The only thing I didn't mention down here is where it says name of source, I would just put PBS NewsHour and maybe the title of the article, okay? That's pretty much it, guys. Race paragraphs, restate, answer, cite, explain. You're going to do it for each body paragraph. The reason here will just be different for each one. And that's it. That's body paragraphs. So you need to have 3 done by the end of the day today. Once you get that finished, there is an assignment here called Checkpoint Day 3. You guys just come in here, mark it as done. You don't have to stay after school with me, okay? You guys have a great day. Shoot me an email if you have questions, and I will see you tomorrow.